to make sure that this doesn't occur again and to rehabilitate and deter others from this type of behavior.
The next defendant is here and has been here for a while. She's here in a timely manner. Allegedly occurred on February 5th of 2023.
Hold up. Brass knuckles? That's not exactly your everyday traffic stop accessory. And yes, in Michigan, carrying them is a felony. 5 years in prison for something you probably bought at a gas station counter. Yikes.
I don't know, that warrant had been out for a while, I guess. In file number 251158, that occurred this year, June of 2025. While they were serving that earlier warrant, the defendant was charged with resisting and obstructing a police officer, pled to attempting to resist or obstruct a police officer, and no valid operator's license. So the defendant is scheduled for sentencing for 2 traffic violations and a felony attempted resisting obstructing a police officer reduced to a misdemeanor. Ms. McNeese, I told you that I would get the police report, Ms. McRoberts, and watch the video with the assistance of the prosecutor's staff. They're always very helpful. I got the video, and frankly, I don't know what to make of it. This whole thing went down in 12 seconds. You got pulled over. The officer got out of the car, and 12 seconds later, you were on the ground. From the body cam video, I get another perspective of it.
12 seconds. That's all it took from the stop to the ground. Think about that. Less time than it takes to unlock your phone. This shows how quickly routine stops can escalate when tempers flare.
You weren't the most respectful. You started out with the MF, and once that happened, you were on the ground. But whatever you did was within seconds. Resisting and obstructing or assaulting includes all of those things. There's no evidence that you assaulted the police officer. I guess resisting and obstructing is not complying with their lawful commands, but I've certainly seen a lot worse than this. It was helpful to see the video. Anyway, having said all that, Mr. Knopfsinger, what would you like me to know?
Yeah, I would like to, I know the court is aware that she was tased during this as well. So,
yeah, I couldn't tell who tased her. All of a sudden, I didn't know if Officer Marsh, who was also there, did the tasing.
The
it all happened. So,
who walked up to the car door is the one who tased me.
I think it was Hoggard.
Hoggard?
Yeah.
All right. It all happened so fast. It was, and I watched it several times and I couldn't tell. At any rate, that didn't sound like any fun. Then you were a hornet. You were threatening to sue everybody and dropping the F-bombs, and but up to that point, you said you're not even going to ask my name or anything, and then wham bam, you're on the ground. So, Mr. Nosser, what would you like me to know?
Here's the kicker. She was tased. And from the sound of it, even the judge can't tell who pulled the trigger. Imagine watching the body cam footage on repeat and still not being able to pin it down. That's how chaotic this stop was.
Well, it happened very, very quickly. I know for some people too, you know, I run into this sometimes too. People don't know what they can and can't do. And with the lawful order. And the resisting obstructing statute is one of the most expansive criminal statutes that includes a wide range of conduct, as the court noted, assaulting, physically pushing or injuring an officer, all the way to disobeying a lawful command, which can include getting out of a motor vehicle. And I've encountered this recently. People don't think that they have to get out of a vehicle if there is a valid traffic stop, and that is the case. I can understand. I reviewed the body cam. I initially got the case, and yeah, there was a lot of anger. It did happen very quickly. She was tased. She went to jail. I would ask the court to consider that. She has made some changes, Judge. I haven't spoken to her. I think she regrets the conduct and now understands the importance. And also reading the police report, I don't know if she knew sort of what was going on before all of this went down too.
Well, there was something that preceded it. There was some sort of an assault in progress, a dogwood at Klinger Lake, and someone alleged that was the assaulter and had just left the area. So that's why they were pulling over in the first place.
Yeah, I think that added to sort of from law enforcement's perspective, sort of the urgency.
Well, and she had an open warrant for carrying concealed weapon. So, but the weapon was a dumb pair of brass knuckles, but you couldn't tell that from the lean dispatch that just.
Now here's where context matters. The cops weren't just pulling over a random driver. They thought she was fleeing an assault and carrying a concealed weapon. From their perspective, that's basically a recipe for danger.
She's just had a CCW, meaning you think it's a gun.
Right.
So she's a suspect and assault if she has an open warrant for a weapon charge. And the officer was having that in his background at the time.
Yeah, I can understand that maybe there was not so much patience, to put it gently, Judge. So,
Yes.
she is set to move into a new apartment and getting the kid ready for school. So I get the sense from her that this isn't going to happen again, Judge.
Yes.
So I would ask the court to consider all those in fashion. Thank you.
Hi, I just realized I don't have a driving record in the Brienne McRoberts case. And one of the charges is no operator's license. So could you get me one? All right, thank you. All right, bye. So the charge way back when was no insurance, the 2023 case, and possession of metallic knuckles. That was during Mr. Marvin's administration, and rather than do an arrest or issue a citation, the officers would submit a warrant request and they would get a warrant. So you got stopped on February 5th of 2023 for having no insurance. And they said you were in possession of a pair of brass knuckles. That's a felony. It's punishable by up to 5 years in prison. So they sent it to the prosecutor and they issued a warrant in April of 2023. My guess is you didn't even know there was an open warrant for your arrest from April of 23. Did you continue to live on Riverside Drive?
No, I was at the homeless shelter when that incident happened with brass knuckles.
All right. So anyway, there's a warrant out from 2023 that you don't even know about. Somebody calls about this disturbance out near Klinger Lake, and they realize there's an existing warrant for your arrest. So they dismissed the brass knuckles and you pled to not having insurance. That one carries a minimum fine of $200 up to $500 plus cost. So we'll address that one in a minute. In the other case, the one that's more of a concern, That's from June. Uh, The most concerning charge is the attempted resisting obstructing. Assistant Prosecuting Attorney Angelique Camfield is here on behalf of the prosecutor's office. Ms. Camfield, what would you like me to know?
Your Honor, I've had an opportunity to review the defendant's criminal history, which doesn't appear to have anything of significance up until these particular instances. I will note that the report indicates that the officer, in addition to being aware of an open felony weapons offense warrant, did also indicate that there was a passenger in the vehicle and there were furtive movements being made before the vehicle came to a stop. Now, in the training and experience of an officer on the scene, that could indicate a number of things. On the top of their minds is usually there's drugs and or weapons being hidden while the stop is being made. So if she's refusing to get out of the vehicle, as she later did, and then starting to put her hand behind her back, as the report indicates, where he is unable to see it, that is what led, according to his police report, to the taser being deployed. He has somebody with an open weapons warrant and her hands where he can't see them, at least one of them, and another person in the vehicle, and he doesn't know what they may have hid prior to the stop. So I think that in that circumstance, being tasered, certainly not anything.
Legal insight. In court, furtive movements is basically code for suspicious behavior the officer thinks could mean danger. Whether fair or not, that's often enough to escalate force, like here, where the taser was considered the least aggressive option.
Anyone would want to occur, but that was perhaps the least aggressive form of controlling the situation for the safety of everybody involved in this particular instance. I think that that needs to be taken into consideration with respect to the sentence. When somebody is being given a lawful command, a lot of these situations can be avoided if you just comply with the lawful command and not argue about whether you should or should not do it, or whether they can or cannot have you step out of the vehicle.
No.
If there's a concern about that, bring it up with their superior later, but maintain your safety and the safety of the situation by complying with the officer on the scene. That did not occur here. Now, the question is, do we need a probation period in order to make sure that this doesn't occur again and to rehabilitate and deter others from this type of behavior? I'll leave that to the discretion of the court. It seems that a short period would be appropriate in the circumstances. And I will say, particularly given the fact that she just left the scene of a disturbance where there was an alleged assault as well.
Yeah, and
Right.
I can't really do anything with that. There was no
Correct.
charges. It's all unconfirmed.
I will note that part of the plea agreement in getting this reduced to a misdemeanor was forfeiture of the brass knuckles.
Yes. All right. How'd you get here?
My dad.
All right, good. Your driving record isn't bad. Your driver's license is just expired. So you need to do what you need to do to get your license back. It doesn't appear to me that you're prohibited, but you just didn't have a license either on that day or now. Where's your dad?
In his truck.
He didn't want to come in and watch any of this? All right, what would you like to tell me?
I didn't know I was doing anything wrong. He came up to the car, reached his hand inside my car and told me to get out. I didn't know what was going on. He followed me for a minute before he pulled me over. And when I got there was more officers. I didn't know what was going on.
Well, there's Kleenexes right there.
It was the only day I didn't have a licensed driver with me.
Well, you started out right off the bat with the attitude. It's like, why are you following me? You've been following me for 2.5 miles. Well, he was following you because and you didn't know this. There's an issue of what he knew and what you knew. He knew there was an open warrant for your arrest for a weapons charge. You didn't even know that warrant even existed. 2, he was reported your vehicle was involved in some sort of an assaultive disturbance a couple miles away, which he knew and you didn't know. So you got 2 people that are not on the same communication level. You did have an attitude, but it all happened so fast. You started with the MF, and that was when it was wham bam. So I've certainly seen a lot worse. The problems are going to be how much this is going to cost, because there are several things involved here. In the no valid operator's license, which is 251159 ST, I'm going to order a $75 fine. I'm going to make all this part of a payment plan. In the no insurance charge, 25513 FY, excuse me, 23. That's the old brass knuckles case. They didn't charge you with not having a license, which you didn't. They just charged you with no insurance. I'm gonna order 1 day jail credit, 1 day. And this one, I'm gonna order 1 day jail credit, 1 day. This carries a $200 minimum fine. $75 crime victims rights fee, $50 state minimum fee. That's $325 as part of a payment plan. So that's $400 just on the 2 misdemeanors. That was very good quality video. I could also make it full screen. There were several different cameras. There was the car camera, which had a timer on it, and there was the body cam camera, and then there were some other officers. In the resisting and obstructing, there's an attempt. Are you employed right now?
No,
When did you last work?
5 months ago.
Where was that?
The Indian Camp of Nazarene in Vicksburg.
One of my sons went to that camp with another kid. He didn't like it there much a long time ago. Have you been looking for a job?
No, I'm a stay-at-home mom. My boyfriend works.
You owe me a bunch of money.
I can get it to you.
I'm not gonna order any additional jail. And I'm not gonna order any probation. The prosecutor says that's in my discretion, and she's right. You didn't do anything other than have a bad attitude. This brass knuckles was under the category of DUMB. You didn't need any brass knuckles, and you didn't know that was a 5-year felony to possess them. But that was the felony charge, which resulted in this. Don't know what the dispute was. Somebody called the cops. This was a real nice car. Whose car was this?
My dad's, he gave it to me. It's gone now.
It was a Challenger.
No, it was a 2014 Mustang.
Oh yeah, Mustang. It was in good shape. Anyway, so what happened to that?
My dad tried to get it out and they said.
Oh yeah,
somebody
you
sold
told
it.
me it got impounded and never was redeemed. Is that right?
Yeah, because I guess I left the scene of the crime, so they told me I can't have it back.
Regarding this
Yeah,
or something else?
this. I've been trying to get a hold of somebody to get it out of impound and nobody will call me back. All I know is there's a hold on it. My dad told me today that they sold it. It's going to public auction or something.
Yes, I don't know. There was no reason for a police hold on this car. Well, all right, then the R&O fine is $0. $125 crime victims' rights fee, $50 state minimum fee, $150 attorney fee, which is $275, part of a payment plan. 1 day jail credit, 1 day. Let me see if I have any bond. Judge Pattison gave you a PR bond, so I don't have any money in any of these files. So if we add everything up, 225 and 275 is $500 plus $75. Total is $575. How much can you pay each month?
Probably 100.
All right. Did you watch the video? No, you wouldn't like it much. You were expressing concerns about your kids or your child when you're in the back seat of the car. How many kids do you have?
I have one.
And I'm not ordering any additional jail time, but you gotta set up $100 a month payment plan. The court officer take you out to the court office. You set up the payment plan. Pay this off. That'll take about.
That line right there is courtroom gold. Translation? Don't fight your case on the side of the road, fight it in court, because arguing with police rarely ends with a win, at least not for the person in handcuffs.
6 months at that rate to pay it all off. And I guess my only advice would be what Judge McManus used to tell people. Even when the police officer's wrong, he's right. And the best answer to the police officer is yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. And do what they ask. All right, you're good to go.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you both.